done running errands, I stopped to get bananas and Powerades for my husband. Bananas for me. Hello, how's it going? Yes, I knew I used a plastic bag. I didn't know if we could use our recycled ones or not. So I left them in the car because as of recent, with everything going on, I was told like I couldn't use them. So I do reuse my plastic bags. I've told everybody this a million times. Whenever I grab them, I actually use them to pick up my dog's poop, which is probably really weird. But if you think about it, those bags are not biodegradable. They're plastic. So I feel like I'm just reusing recycling. So banana, home, and then I'm gonna go get a run in. Hello. I just got done running and there's a lip gloss sitting in my car, so I just put it on, which seems kind of weird because I just got done working out and my car's about to get so hot because whenever I sit in here sweaty, it's like a sauna, and I feel like it's already causing the camera to have that like sauna-ish glow. But this color is so beautiful. I like mauve colors. Normally I wear a rose gold lip gloss. I'm a lip gloss girl. I go through phases. I feel like lipstick is for winter and lip gloss is for summer. Let me know below if you guys are like that, but I love neutral colors. I love mauve colors. I used to wear really bold colors and now I feel like that's not really in. These colors are in. So this is called Moody. I don't know if that's going to show up on camera. This is called Moody and it's by ELF and it was like $3 at Target. So you definitely need this. It's not sticky. I feel like they do a really good job with their glosses having really good color. It's beautiful. You need to get it. I'll show you what I'm having for lunch in a little bit, but I just want to pop on and tell you that I just got done running and I feel fabulous. My lunch is sitting in front of me. I just popped you guys up, but like I said, I have my quinoa, which is hot because that was actually in the freezer. It was left over from like 2 or 3 weeks ago with meal prep, and then my big beautiful salad. Before I dug in and started eating, I really wanted to touch on the Starch Solution. I mentioned it in my first video that I posted here, my what I eat in a day, but I wanted to dig in a little bit more because I have gotten a lot of Instagram questions and I've gotten quite a few comments of people saying that they're really fascinated by it too. Me too. So I've known of a high carb, low fat, vegan or plant-based diet for a long time, but I grew up on a standard American diet, a Western diet, if you will. And so my belief of that is I feel like I was trained like many others. When you say calcium, you think dairy. When you think protein, you think meat. You think omega-3s, you think fish. However, everything you need, you can get from plants except for B12. That's the only thing you have to substitute when it comes to a plant-based diet because that is coming from the ground, and our meat sources eat ground, like grass and stuff from the ground, and then it gets put into like their meat when they are, you know, processed. However, a lot of animals obviously are not grass-fed anymore, so they actually have a chemical B12 that is pumped into them, so that's then pumped into the meat. It's a process of the world. So all that I have been listening to and reading up on and exploring on YouTube over the last 4 months has come down to the fact that if you look back on history as a whole, if you look back on what Dr. McDougall is saying on the Starch Solution, he gives 3 generations always as an example in his podcast interviews. He was a doctor on a sugar plant in Hawaii of over 5,000 people that worked on the sugar plant. He was new to being a doctor and he was frustrated with modern medicine because he felt like he was just pumping drugs into people, and he was like, there's got to be more, there's got to be more. And he started looking back at the ancestors of this sugar plant. And he started seeing that first generation, which was Chinese, Japanese, and Filipino, who came to Hawaii to work here, were on a rice and veggie diet. They're very strong, their endurance was crazy high, they had very low illness, not much cancer, their bodies were lean and trim. And then second generation was kind of introduced more to like the Western diet, if you will, where they were starting to eat a little more processed, a little less of what their ancestors were. And then the third generation was basically all Western diet, all processed, and they were severely obese, having like chronic, illnesses and heart conditions and strokes and all of these things. So what has changed is the diet overall, if that makes sense. And he was, he goes on and he's in great detail. But I just wanted to like kind of put some nuggets in your brain, if you will, if you've ever been like me who thinks like protein, animals, you know what I mean? Like calcium, dairy, like I said, omega-3s, fish. It's actually completely false. Like you can get all of that from plants, underground plants, overground plants, whether it's a seed or it's a root, you can get all of that from, your sources. So I feel like it's a really good thing to put out there to guys get your brains ticking. But also, if you've never looked into the Starch Solution, I'm not telling you you should, but if you've ever been curious about it, one of the coolest things of a takeaway of a podcast I listened to from Go Bananas, I actually put that in my thumbnail, so that's where that's from, with Dr. McDougall, is that every single one of his resources are free on his website. Yes, he has multiple books. Yes, his wife has multiple cookbooks. Yes, they have like a 10-day like stay where you can learn all this, like a retreat. However, everything you need to get started on this lifestyle is absolutely free, and it's on his website. So I'm gonna link that below because I just thought that was so cool. I feel like in a world where everyone's trying to make a buck on someone else and come up with a new theory and say, buy this from me. Okay, you can't get started until you buy this from me. Okay, buy this from me. In a world where it just seems like everything's sold to you, there's someone out there saying, I can help you with your health. I can help you with your weight loss. I can help you find better life, and it's free. Everything that you need is on my website. It's free. So I'm gonna put that below because I just thought that was so cool. And for everyone who might be looking into plant-based, or even just to include a couple plant-based meals every single week, there's tons of recipes on his website. His wife has put up over 400 of them. But if you really want to dig deep, there's podcasts, there's YouTube videos, there's books, there's everything you can imagine about this. And as you start listening, your brain kind of like, oh. And he puts in a lot of things that you've been told as a child about your way of eating. And a lot of that is marketed and paid for by the meat and dairy industry. So I just thought that was really cool. And I wanted to share that with my lunch. So I'm gonna eat my lunch. Don't know what I'm having for snack or dinner. As you can tell, my days are kind of like sporadic. I eat when I'm hungry, I'm stopped when I'm full, and I'm very satiated and very just satisfied overall. I don't count calories, I don't count points, nothing. And I love it. So that's what I'm having for lunch. I'll come back in a little bit when I eat again. And